Welcome, boys and ghouls, to another installment of Monster Mike's Mayhem. On today's installment, the Halloween season is drawing to a close soon, and I want to continue to talk about the late 80s craze, A Nightmare on Elm Street weird merchandise. To kind of close up the Freddy Krueger craze of the late 80s, I want to talk about this board game in front of you. I don't normally talk about a lot of board games because unless they're like horror sci-fi movie tie-ins of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, but this is a special one, folks. This is a 1989 Cardinal 3D A Nightmare on Elm Street, the Freddy game. Cardinal jumped on the bandwagon in the late 80s as well, trying to produce anything they can get Freddy-wise, and their big, spiel was to make board games of the 1980s and early 90s. I've seen Cardinal games recently, like at my local Walmart in the game section, which, believe it or not, folks, they still make board games for us old folks. I don't know why kids don't like board games like, Chutes and Ladders and stuff like that, but they'd rather play their PS, 5 and Xbox, One and all these different, games and stuff. And I'm a I kind of like that old stuff, the RPG guy, role-playing games of the 80s and 90s, and this is up my alley. I found this at a local flea market, Liberty Bell, is down about a half mile from my home. I was there back in 2008 with a buddy of mine. We were looking around the flea market one Saturday afternoon, and this guy was clearing his booth out, and he was going to move because he didn't have enough money to pay rent or something. He was getting rid of stuff like super dirt cheap, and these games were rare even in '08, and this is still sealed with the cellophane around the entire box. It's never been opened since 1989. And all I can tell you guys is this is very unique. You can see he had a $300 price tag on it in 2008. And that's 2008 prices. I don't know what it would be now. Maybe $600 or $700, maybe $800 or something. A Nightmare on Elm Street, the Freddy game. What's going on in Freddy's house? Enter at your own risk. Find out who Freddy really is before it's too late. There's the 3D map of this three-dimensional house that you build out of cardstock, and you've got your basic little game pieces. There's the same Freddy Krueger that we see from like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, the Dream Warriors, with his little, pose with his glove up, and he's like standing next to the boiler like he does in, all the Nightmare movies. You got the side of the box. The cellophane is still intact. We are coming around now to the back of this box, okay? And here's the back. It says, from A Nightmare on Elm Street, a whimsical game of imagination, chance, and creativity, storytelling for 3 or more players. It says, the place, Freddy Krueger's home. The plot, there's a gathering at Freddy's old house. Everyone's there, including Freddy Krueger. There's a problem, however. Freddy has possessed one of the characters, and no one knows which one it is. It could even be you. Your job should be to decide and play the game. Is the expose Freddy. Try to eliminate him before he goes on one of his nightmarish rampages. Freddy is, of course, will be, it's hard to read. Everything keeps his identity a secret until the time is right for him to attack. And there is the entire board game. And it's interesting to know this gathering they're at, it's like a house, okay? And you can see these little game pieces, and each one is named, there's a name, and then they have a fear. There's Freddy right there in the middle. He's got a little hat on, and his little fedora, and his little red and green sweater, and his glove. Very, very cheaply made. Nothing spectacular or anything from Cardinal from '89, but each guy, like Lenny or whatever, and he's scared of spiders, and one person is scared of water, of drowning. Another person might be scared of, you got phobias like fear of heights and stuff. Freddy knows that, and he'll use it against you in the board game from 1989. I thought that was a really sweet touch they put in this board game, because other board games are not as detailed like this old vintage Cardinal game. And this thing is beautiful, just displayed. It's massive box from 1989. I've got it sitting up on my Freddy shelf in my collection monster cave down in my basement, and this thing takes up half the daggone wall space. Very pleased. I was able to get this for not $300. I ain't paying no $300, but Monster Mike got this for a heck of a deal. This guy wanted to get out of his space and get some money for his time and effort, and we discussed it, and I think I got this bad boy in front of you for, like, I'm not kidding, like 20 bucks. And he was literally slashing his prices down to nothing. I walked out, it was either 20 or 25, but I believe it was 20. We agreed on 20, and I grabbed it and some other Freddy related piece in 2008 out of this flea market down the street from me. And I've had him sealed all these years, like 18 years he's been sealed, and he's coming up on almost 20 years I've had him in this box. And there's another board game, and it was kind of like based on Dream Warriors, and it came out in like 84 or something, right around like that, or maybe it was 85. And it was another kind of a rare, weird company that's not really around anymore. This one is still around. These guys, you probably, I don't know if you heard of them, Cardinal. They made games like, I'm not kidding you, like Jersey Shore was one of them. And we all know that Jersey Shore came out in the early to mid 2000s it was a TV series, and these Jersey kids stayed at the Jersey Shore, and they like did everyday life with them, kind of like MTV True Life and stuff. And I thought that was interesting that they had those old Cardinal games still at the local Walmart. You can pick them up. I don't really play this game. It's still sealed, obviously. I'm not going to play it. It is worth some serious coin. But that is a very interesting game. If you guys want to get that game, I would definitely recommend it. It is players 3 and up, and it is a very interesting game to assemble. It's made of hard cardstock. But yeah, if you guys like these videos, please like and subscribe. And until next time, kiddies, stay tuned and get monster fight.